Manifesting Mystery, a prayer of St. G. The presence of Christ is the most glorious effect of your divine wisdom, grace, and power. You, the divine being, are yourself the first formal reason, foundation, and object of all religion. The first command, taking God to be our God. The divine nature is hid from all living and dwells in that light to which no creature can or may approach. Your manifestation of your infinite mysteries is first made to us in creation, especially in creating man himself. This all out of nothing. To man were given the principles of a reasoning nature, intelligent, and with a conscience realizing our subordination unto you. Then follow all things of creation, declaring your glory, wisdom, goodness, and power. But of all the effects of the divine excellencies, the person of Christ is the foundation of the new creation. His human nature, our new regenerated spirit, following which the new heavens, new earth. You are the glorious mystery of godliness and the essential wisdom and power of God himself. This incarnation is the most miraculous of all God's works, far above the order of all creating or providence. The eternal was made in time, the infinite became finite, the immortal mortal, yet continuing all these. In these manifestations we will be able as humans to say we know you. Seen also, the blessed angels were exalted, Satan and his works ruined, mankind recovered from our sin and unbelief. Also all things in heaven and earth reconciled and gathered into the Father, bringing you a revenue of eternal glory. All this far above the first constitution of all things. Like to Mary, the power of the highest overshadows us, of this union of God and man. It is of the greatness of our faith, which will pass from there to worship as seeing and knowing you in both natures. That holy thing shall be called the Son of God. The Word was made flesh, not by any change of your own nature or essence, not by a transubstantiation of the divine nature into the human, not by ceasing to be what you were, but by taking our nature and to dwell among us. In many portions and in many ways, long ago, God, having spoken to the fathers in the prophets, in these last days has spoken to us in his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, through whom also he made the ages, who being the radiance of his glory and the exact expression of his substance of him, upholding them all things by the word of the power through of himself, the purification of sins having made, sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high. Whatever was the true religion before, or whatever false religion pretended, this is a state of pure, uncorrupted nature, orderly, beautiful, glorious. And we, made in the image of God, are like the seraphim and cherubim, not to cover our faces, but to steadily behold your glory. Our relation to you could not be stable and permanent unless our nature was assumed into personal union and subsistence with you. I am the living bread from heaven, having come down. If anyone shall eat of this bread, he will live to the age. And the bread also that I will give, the flesh of me, is for the life of the world. Without this you have not life in yourselves. But who does has life eternal, and I will raise him up in the last day. Now we do pray for this last day, and to see your face, and to consume you as you have us. Amen.